So, Super Bowl halftime show, always a big deal. Who's going to be performing? Everybody has their opinions. Now it's going to be Jennifer Lopez, which I think is good. Like, again, I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, but I feel like J-Lo and what's her name? Who's the other one with her? I like her too. Hips Don't Lie girl. They're going to be just fine. They're going to be just fine. I feel like at this point you need to go, if you're going to go with the older, if you're going to go the pop route, going with the older, experienced, got a lot of hits behind them pop stars is the way to go. Shakira, thank you. I think Shakira and J-Lo together will be a great halftime show. And by the way, you need pomp and circumstance in that halftime show, and they got a lot of that. They got a lot of pomp and circumstance. They got the dance moves, and they're both super talented, can sing and dance and put on a really good show. I think this is going to be an entertaining one. I'm telling you, all the hardcore classic rock people, and a lot of them are here in my audience, they're going to be like this on Monday. You know what? They weren't bad. They were pretty good. I really think that. What is this? Gloria Estefan feels she was snubbed. I was wondering the same thing too. You got the Super Bowl in Miami. That's her play. Like, Gloria Estefan is to Miami the way Billy Joel is to Long Island. You just can't move without here. You know, it's just their territory. All right, we'll get to this in a second. I want to get to the meat of the story, which is that Rihanna did an interview in Vogue magazine where she said she did indeed pass on the Super Bowl, that the rumors were true. And instead of getting a Rihanna Super Bowl halftime show, we got a Maroon 5 halftime show, okay? Are you happy with yourself? Do you see now? Do you see what happens? Everybody lost that last halftime show. By the way, I feel like that was the worst show. It was just so bad. It was just, there was nothing redeeming about it. There was nothing, my biggest critique about that show going into it is Maroon 5's music. And if you're a Maroon 5 fan, it's cool with me, man. Go on and enjoy yourself. I'm a fan of plenty of music I am embarrassed to admit publicly. Okay? Plenty of it. But it's not like Super Bowl halftime show. You got to get up. It's got to be like, wow, Maroon 5 makes music for supermarkets. I'm sorry. It's okay if you like supermarket music. We all have our little yeah, this is pretty good. You get up there, you shimmy the shoulders a little bit, you step to the left, you step to the right, you vibe the lip, and then you go have a chocolate fountain for yourself at the wedding. We all have them favorite songs we're a little embarrassed about. There's a place for that in everybody's musical consumption. There absolutely is. There's probably a billion artists I can name right now that I'm like, I can't believe I love these people so much, but I do. But it's not for the Super Bowl halftime show. You got to be just rocking or just juicing the plate, getting up and going. Like J-Lo got some songs that are going to get people up and dancing and moving, The Stones had stuff that got people up and going. Bruce got people up and going. Bruce didn't run into the halftime show playing Streets of Philadelphia. He left that one in the back. You know what I'm saying? And Maroon 5's music it's price check on aisle 5, which is okay. Again, I don't want to receive the hate mail from the Maroon 5 people. It's fine. But Super Bowl halftime show, you gotta go, man. You gotta get up and get entertaining. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bruno Mars, those guys brought the intensity. Maroon 5 brought the intensity of a library grand opening. That's not what you need for the halftime show. So we were all losers last year. But in this interview, Rihanna said the reason why she passed up on the opportunity was because she wanted to stand in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick, the San Francisco 49ers former quarterback that was blackballed because of his decision to kneel during the national anthem. Rihanna said, and I quote, "I couldn't dare do that. For what? Who gains from that? Not my people. I just couldn't be a sellout. I couldn't be an enabler. Things within that organization," meaning the NFL, that I do not agree with. There are things within that organization that I do not agree with at all. And I was not about to go and service to them in any way. People now are responding to her using the words sellout and enabler as digs with Jay-Z. And there's always been a Rihanna Jay-Z thing there. I feel like I remember he passed on her when she was coming up. He didn't sign her, but I feel like they've gotten along really well. I could be mistaken. Maybe they don't like each other. I don't know. But I do remember the Jay-Z story of he found Rihanna first and passed on her. And then I forget whatever other label she went to go sign with. She became huge. She became Rihanna. And he was like, I can't. He didn't feel like he could, break her in the States. But he knew that her song, what was the first song she had? Something upon the replay. Something come is the Jesus. That one. That was a good song. He knew that was a hit. He knew she was going to be huge. He just passed on her. He couldn't do it. I don't know. He just felt like it didn't work for whatever reason. And I always found that to be fascinating. Same way I find her passing on the Super Bowl to be fascinating. Because there's not many people, whether you agree with Colin Kaepernick or not, whether you agree with Rihanna or not, insignificant to the point, which is you pass on the Super Bowl, you are passing on a lot of money and opportunity. A lot. Every Super Bowl halftime performer gets a ton of press. All their music streams and downloads skyrocket up. They usually wind up putting out a new album. They're almost always going on tour, which completely sells out after. I mean, you're just talking about a cash injection that is unmatched in the world. There is no other singular 12-minute event you can partake in, Grammys included, that will help you financially and career-wise. There's just no other thing exists. And for her to turn that down, I mean, that takes a big person. That takes a big person. I can't even tell you how many people I would sell out for that kind of exposure. I mean, family members, loved ones, people who sacrifice their lives for me. I'd be like, sure, take them, whatever. I don't know. Give me the 12 minutes. Give me the Super Bowl halftime show. Absolutely. I'm not as good of a person as Rihanna. I wouldn't even classify myself as a good person. But she had her morals and she had her standards, and she's sticking with that. And now people are saying that the sellout and enabler comments from her are basically digs at Jay-Z, who took a position with the NFL now. He's like overseeing the halftime show and a bunch of other things and some of their entertainment aspects. Colin Kaepernick's attorney said about Jay-Z's working with the NFL as crossing the intellectual picket line. Jay-Z, however, has called the deal the next phase in the fight for social justice that Colin Kaepernick started, as he's now able to directly involve and make changes to the league internally. Two sides of the story, I think, fighting actually for the same thing. But I am in awe a little bit of Rihanna to pass on something like that for something that she believes in, because you don't really see that all that often. I mean, just case in point, look at how much the NBA is backtracking on the comments of the Houston Rockets general manager between the conflict with China and Hong Kong. Like they're backtrack. They're out there saying all the right things that they can possibly say because there's super big business with the companies in China, and Rihanna is kind of going in that opposite direction. You really don't see those points of pride that often anymore. So I commend her for that, but I will forever be angry at her for sticking us with Maroon 5. On the one hand, I respect it. On the other hand, I'll never get those 12 and a half minutes of my life back. Never. I think J-Lo and Shakira are going to be spectacular, though. And I wouldn't be. So what was the, quickly here to wrap this up, what was the, let's see, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira mirrored in Super Bowl SmackDown with the Ultimate. This is from Radar Online. So again, one of the most genuine and integrity-laden journalistic websites. Radar Online are mirrored in Super Bowl SmackDown with the Ultimate Latina superstar Gloria Estefan. Radar Online can exclusively reveal the NFL announced J-Lo, blah, 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 blah. But the Miami Sound Machine icon 62 was not included. Why do people stick people's age? I don't get that. They just like stuck her age in that paragraph. Was that necessary? Gloria is furious, spilled a source. Not only isn't she headlining a Latin-themed show in her hometown, she isn't even invited to appear. Gloria built inspired. Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing really here. This is just a click. This is just a clickbait. I did say though when they announced the two that I'm surprised they're not going with Gloria Estefan. Like I would announce her if she's coming as a surprise guest. That's cool, but I would have announced her. I would have been like J-Lo and Shakira are headlining, special appearance by Gloria Estefan. Like, because again, you just, it's the same way like people come to Long Island to play a concert and they go, hey, we're going to do Downeaster Alexa. It's just have the respect. Respect the area. You know, you don't run into Jersey and not do Atlantic City or, one of the Bon Jovi tunes. Every band does it. Have a little respect. All right, you're up to date on the NFL halftime show saga.